Today we celebrate and we also refocus on a most important policy area for our state, and that's early childhood education. One of the proudest moments of my legislative career, if not the proudest, was in 2013 when we pushed through the Early Learning Collaborative Act with a lot of teamwork from Mississippi First, from MEC, from Senator Bryce Wiggins, who was the real visionary and pushed this through the Senate, and a lot of other partners, along with the leadership of Lieutenant Governor Tate Reeves and Speaker Philip Gunn. Mississippi made its first ever investment in early childhood education. Now, this was significant because at the time, Mississippi was one of the few states who made no effort to get our children kindergarten ready, and it was also significant because we faced a lot of skepticism on whether Mississippi could do it and whether Mississippi could actually do it the right way. A lot of the skepticism came from folks who actually campaigned on early education, which I know it's hard to believe that sometimes the campaign rhetoric doesn't match up with the voting. But still, the bill passed. It was signed by Governor Bryant, and for policymakers, it represented a good decision, a responsible, strategic decision, the right decision. And Mississippi's first step into early learning was done the right way. It was voluntary, where local school districts, Head Starts, and other private providers come together, work collaboratively to raise standards and use evidence-based approaches to get more of our children kindergarten ready. By participating together, these collaborators can actually draw down a one-to-one match from the state. And we also encourage participation from the private sector by offering a tax credit, which you'll hear about later. But we know the data and the literature. We know that so much of a child's emotional, intellectual, and social development happened before the age of 5. We know the returns, the very significant positive returns on investment for early learning. 6-to-1 in the early years and up to 17-to-1 by later in life. And in a state that is plagued by generational poverty, in a state where the reality is over half the babies born in this state are born to unwed mothers, this is a necessary intervention. And while this law represents a good decision, we must recognize that it's not enough to just make a single good decision. We must own the fact that to improve our prospects, to seize the potential that we know we're all capable of, we must consistently make good policy decisions. And this year, much of the education debate is going to center on MAEP and ballot initiatives and Common Core, but I would submit that there is no greater policy area that needs good decision-making in 2015 than early childhood education. $3 million in 2013 and 2014 was a good step, but $6 million or $9 million would go a lot further in the future. And we need your help with that. These are our children, and this is our future, and we can decide what that future looks like. And we need each of you advocating for this in 2015 and beyond. But right now, we want you to see this investment in action. Thanks to our partners from Mississippi Public Broadcasting and to early learning collaboratives around the state, we're proud to highlight the significant work that's going on in many of your communities.